Alrighty.
What's going on, fellas?
We just came back from Star Wars The Last Jedi, and it's long. It's enjoyable, though. I loved it.
I couldn't get enough of it either.
To rate it, the CGI got... Not that it got worse or better. It looks awesome. It looks phenomenal. Like, the space battles, loved it. Lights, everything from The Force Awakens that you might have had issues with, they came and fixed to a degree without getting into spoilers. We'll discuss that.
Like, one thing I'll say is, I went into this movie and, like, I myself, I'm really musical, and I will say John Williams' score this time around compared to The Force Awakens, just the music itself had more personality.
And it felt more like a Star Wars soundtrack. And you were saying partway through the movie, it felt like Empire Strikes Back, but like where The Force Awakens almost felt like A New Hope, this was like playing like it wasn't like The Force Awakens to A New Hope as this to Empire Strikes Back would be. There's a lot of similarities, but it's nothing like A New Hope. Or The Force Awakens, sorry. Force Awakens was almost like basically a remake.
Without being a remake. Yeah.
This
Whereas
was its
I
own
noticed
movie.
It definitely drew a lot of inspiration from the Empire Strikes Back. Because I'm sitting in the theater and I'm just like, it didn't feel like they were doing the same thing over again, but it did feel very familiar.
And the acting in it, the actors and actresses loved it. Mark Hamill was awesome. Like I went into it hearing that he was one of the better parts of the movie, and
he was
leaving
great.
the movie, he probably was one of the better parts. But I thoroughly enjoyed Rey and Kylo Ren in this movie. I felt there could have been another half an hour with them two alone of story, and it wouldn't have been a bad thing. But they could have taken away a couple scenes. Like I will discuss that in a minute. We should probably give her a rating before we dive into spoilers. What would you rate?
On a film scale, I'd give this movie a solid 4 out of 5.
That's I'm giving it like an A-. I'm not really sure how I want to rate movies at the moment. I've been going with A- is what I'm giving it. I don't think it deserves an A or an A+ because there was bits and parts of it. Like we left The Force Awakens with 2 questions basically. We left this movie with like 10 questions plus the 2 we left The Force Awakens with. Like it.
Basically,
we enjoyed it. We loved it. We're gonna get into spoilers now.
Like we're gonna be buying that day one on Blu-ray. Like
I'm maybe even go see it a second time. I'm
interested to see like where this is all going. But yeah, that's our general thoughts on it. So now, as he said, let's get into some spoilers.
What was your favorite scene in the movie?
My favorite scene, guys. Yoda is in this friggin' movie, guys. Like I was thinking maybe for like episode 9, but no.
No, we got a
Force Ghost Yoda is in this.
And we noticed in the movie he's almost got like puppet-like movements, which at first I was like, why are they doing that? And then after about like a couple seconds of seeing it, it felt so much better than that Yoda we got
in the prequels.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if he was like a full puppet or if he was CG. Because he looked pretty like... He looked like it was something in front of the camera. It didn't look like CG. But I was looking at it and I was like, oh my god, it's Yoda! You see the back of his head and then you see his face. And just for like 3 seconds whenever they showed his face, I was just like, I'm not liking this. But then I just accepted it and I was just like, no, I love
after
this.
It goes on, it feels like the Yoda that we would have... If you're watching it in order, it felt like the Yoda you would have most recently seen.
Yes.
If you were to compare it to the old movies. But Snoke gets not even gets his shit slapped. I love how he got killed. I know you were kind of disappointed, which I get why people could be disappointed. I'm more so disappointed that he got killed without fucking us being told who he is, what he is.
Well, that's where I'm stuck. Like, they say that he's been around to see the rise and fall of the Jedi. So it's somebody who's been there long before the prequels even happened. And they just straight up Boba Fett him. Like,
yeah.
It
was cool how they did it. the whole scene after he's dead, I'm like, he's not dead. He's not dead. Because you don't kill a character off like that.
Just like that, but like it's like he actually went out like a bitch. It's like in the first movie he was this menacing big giant hologram.
Even
but
up until he got killed, he felt like a menacing badass.
But did you find that in this movie he had a little bit of a wit to him? He had like that little bit of like, I'm allowed to make jokes and stuff, and he had none of that in The Force Awakens.
Yeah, but he still felt like the same.
He did.
He felt real badass too, which is why I felt that's how they had to kill him off. It was probably the only opportunity to. I just don't like how they did it without giving us any clarification on who he is. Yeah,
I don't know.
But the scene did pay off with that epic lightsaber duel. With you basically get Kylo Ren and Rey teaming up for a couple seconds, helping each other, and then they go back to hating each other.
It's the Avengers of the Star Wars universe.
But probably the biggest spoiler about this movie is Luke Skywalker may already be dead, but he may not be. I don't think he is.
I personally don't think he's dead but the thing is that
like he must have, when they burned that tree, he must have became one with the Force or something. I don't understand.
But it's just that how like he's there, but like I think he's presently there. No, Luke didn't even leave the island. He's still on the island that he's on.
But and like how it ends with his cloak just blowing away, what do you think that is?
I do think that's him dying. I do feel as though that's him dying, but like this whole thing where like Kylo Ren like puts it through him and stuff.
And you thought he was dead.
I don't think he's actually. I don't know. There's obviously a lot more to it than what we're seeing.
When we see a Yoda Force Ghost start communicating with Luke, who we assume is Luke at the time. Now Yoda has that blue
that tint
him,
around
like,
him, yeah,
like dead
ghosts.
Force ghosts have in Star Wars. You will not. But no, Luke, he does some shit the Force Ghosts would do, and he's not, like, he doesn't have that blue glow, so it makes you think that maybe he's not dead. But the way it ends, it's like, well, what the hell?
Leaving that movie, even leaving Snoke's death scene. You mentioned it to me. You said he does look like he was sliced in half.
Well, no, he's walking and he's kind of walking like almost limp. Like his legs are like literally over a little bit.
But then they straight up slice him in half again. Yeah. Man, I will put my money on it that was Maul, or even Maul's brother, because he had a brother in.
And
like,
I
in the
get
lore.
that he looks nothing like that, and people are gonna say something, but. It just, the way he moved, he literally moved like his legs were like a couple inches over. Like,
and they had to sew them back together. Well, I don't know. Like, at this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if it was fucking Obi-Wan.
Now, the way the movie fucking ended, man. Like, I love this movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it beginning to end. But how they ended it. They could have ended it with Luke's cloak blowing in the wind.
thought that was going to be the final scene.
And I would have been like, alright, cool. And then it goes to like a Star Wars pre-credit scene almost. Like it has nothing to do with anything really. Like the one part of the story this kid has to do with the whole story is the one part of this movie that you could take out and it would.
But it's like okay, but like so here let's try and figure this out. So this
but maybe that's what that whole sequence was, setting up this kid. But it's like they did a shit way of doing it.
I agree, but it's like the dustpan or the fucking broom is there, and he's reaching to it, and then you see the broom
he just uses
like
the Force.
Yeah, he's using the Force. It's like number one, why does he have the Force? Number two, why does he have that rebellion ring? Like where did he get that? The girl must have
gave it to him, but they never showed that.
Yeah, like what girl? I don't even know who they're talking about. Like it was a complete brain fart.
Yeah, I didn't think the movie needed that to the end. They could have ended it with Luke, and unless this is setting something up. But I hate how movies have to waste their movie time setting up other movies. It's like just
tell this one story because we're not going to get another Star Wars episode for another 2 years.
Yeah, and the movie was like I loved it. It's just stupid little parts like that, and like the whole Finn, and I don't even remember the girl's name.
No, see, if there was one negative I'll give this movie, it was that Rose character. I really hope she dies and does not come back for episode 9.
I just
like at first I liked her. At first she's like, oh okay, like you know whenever you have those characters in movies where they start off and you're like, ooh, he might be annoying.
Yeah, like when you're introduced to her, you're like, I can dig her, and then halfway through
it was like a reverse of what they usually do. I was like, I do not like her at all. I was afraid to say it because like I asked him and I was just like, is it just me? Or
when they got hurt at the end, he's just like, oh, I hope she dies, kind of under his breath, and I couldn't help but laugh.
But like, I don't know. It's just the characters in Rogue One were better than her.
Oh yeah,
it's 110%. Like I don't know. Like,
and another thing that I thought could have made the movie a little bit better, and I think I would have left the movie pissed but happy, the way they killed Leia, and then she somehow, like, Kylo's about to kill Leia, and then he's like, no, I can't, and then the 2 pilots beside him just fire the missiles at the room and blow the room up, so you assume Leia's dead. And then Leia's out in space, and her fingers start moving, her eyes open. She just kind of floats back to the ship, and she's like, and then she's in a coma for the rest of the movie.
But that would be the first time we ever seen Leia use the Force.
Which I was down with her being a Jedi, down with her using the Force, but I didn't know Jedis could breathe in space. I don't think
that's what they were going for. I think that she's just like she's strong, like she's
strong with the Force and kept herself from dying, basically. Yeah. But I just thought that scene could have been...
Like, I think if she was out there a little bit longer, she would have died on the spot. But, speaking of this, they have officially announced that Carrie Fisher isn't going to be in Part 9. So, like, what are they going to do? Because they didn't kill her off in this movie.
Like, I went into this movie knowing Carrie Fisher was going to die in it. Left the movie, so she's alive.
Luke is...
Snoke's dead, didn't figure out who he is. Rey's parents are some... junkyard people. We don't know if that's the truth or not.
Yeah, they're a bunch of nobodies.
Who's this kid at the end of the movie?
Like, I don't know, man.
And since when can you use the Force like Luke used it at the end there? Since when is that a thing?
I got a fear that this trilogy isn't going to wrap everything up and it's going to continue into the next trilogy.
And they're trying to...
They're trying... I feel as though
I still think, like, they kind of teased it in this movie that Kylo's going to turn good and Rey's going to turn bad, and you thought it was going to happen in this movie, but it doesn't. It didn't.
I thought Rey was going to turn bad.
It's almost like they both had their moments, but they both kind of, like...
If anything, it would be cool if in Part 9, Luke and, like, Yoda and, like, all the dead Jedi come back as the bad guy.
When Yoda came back, I thought for sure that we were going to see Obi-Wan.
I thought we were going to get Hayden Christensen, man.
As soon as I seen Yoda, I was like, Obi-Wan. No. Didn't get him.
I thought we were going to get Hayden Christensen with friggin'... And he looked perfect. Like, at first, like, the first 3 seconds I'm looking at him like, this is awful, they fucked it. But... I don't know. It just my eyes adjusted, I guess, and I was just like, no, I really like this and practical.
But yeah, I give this movie a thumbs up. I thoroughly enjoyed it. They did a lot of stuff with it that I didn't know was really stuff they did in Star Wars movies. Like, I guess before it ends, like I liked how Rey and Ren communicated.
What's their deal? They are definitely first cousins or something.
They gotta be related because there's.
Why does the Force connect us like this?
And the way Snoke says, I connected you, I don't buy that for a fucking second. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. Because he's like, Kylo's gonna kill you, and then he kills Snoke. It's like... I was hoping for more out of Snoke, but maybe we'll get more in the next movie. Just explanation as to who the fuck he was. And I want to know who Rey's parents are.
And that's it. God.
I left this movie with the same goddamn questions I left The Force Awakens with. Like, that's silly. That's silly. And The Force Awakens ended with you seeing Luke, and you're like, oh shit. And then this one ends with you seeing Luke disappear, and it's like, okay. So wait, what? You're like, was he alive? Was he dead? Like, what's going on? I know he's alive. Maybe he became one with the Force.
Well, I guess we'll find out in December of 2019.
2019, for God's sake.
Oh, well. All I can say, guys, is go check it out and...
let us know what you thought of it.
We seen the Infinity War trailer in the theater.
It looks so much better in 3D. Thanos actually looks awesome in 3D. I don't get what all the hate is. But yeah, anyway, take her easy, guys.